All right, you already know the drill. I played 4 rounds and I got 4 packs. So let's go ahead and talk about my rounds with my packs. So let's go ahead and talk about round 1. So at this tournament, I came with the new deck, the Roaring Moon and the Baby Moon. And my first round was against a Raging Bolt. Now, this time it was a really good back and forth, taking out his Pokemon, him taking out mine, just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so it's down to the last 2 prizes on both of ours. And so I had a Roaring Moon EX out on my side, and he had the Raging Bolt on his side. And at this point, I'm thinking that maybe I could take a tie and just knock us both out and both take the prize cards, but I wasn't gonna be a dick like that. I wasn't gonna just take the tie because I didn't want to lose. I was gonna lose no matter what if I didn't take the tie. So I let him know, I was like, hey man, like I'm not gonna be able to win. I'm not gonna do a tie just to be that person. So I used my Iron Bundle to do the Hyper Blower. He brought in his Raging Ninja. I took him out, then he took out my Crazy Gouging, and I lost the first round. So at this point of the night, I was 0-1. And so let's go ahead and do our first pack of the night. So we're gonna go ahead and do Shrouded Fables for this one. I'm not really looking for anything, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I want to get the Dusknoir just to be on the safe side, but let's see, we're gonna go ahead and get that. All right, so we got a Persian, a Fracture, Frogfru, Toxicroak, Crobat, that dude, Weavile, Sylveon, Blood Moon Ursaluna, and the rare. That's what I needed. I needed a Dusknoir. That is badass. On to round number. Alright, so for round number 2, I was going up against Hector. And what he had was a rogue deck. And he was using the Clefairy and Alakazam EX. So usually I don't play against rogue decks. I don't know what they're bringing to the table, but Hector was trying something out new. One thing I do want to tell you about Hector, the way he plays, he loves rogue decks. He doesn't like the meta. I don't like the meta as much. I mean, I know Roaring Moon is kind of the meta. He's still in the meta game, but I am working on a rogue deck. If you stay tuned, that is going to be one of the videos that's coming up soon. I'm coming up with my own rogue deck. But I'm going way too far. Let's get back to the round. So in the round, I knew what cards he was going to run, and I knew the kind of attacks that Clefairy was going to do in Alakazam. So my strategy was just to use straight up Baby Moons. It was going to make no sense to use the EX Moons if he's going to take. If I take 1 price card, he's going to take 2 price cards. So ultimately, he was going to go ahead and win at the end if I stuck with the Roaring Moon EX. So what I did was, throw my Flutter Mains, throw my Roaring Moons, and Dark Patch, Trekker Shoes, Sawdust, like everything I can to bring him out. He did take out a couple of my Baby Moons, but in the end, he didn't have any draw support. I asked him if you were going to do like some sort of like draw support, like Raging Greninja, or the Bibero, or the River Room, but he said no, that his draw support was Clefairies. But I was like, all right, cool. So I ended up taking that round. It is what it is. Hector's one of my good friends, but I had to let him know, sorry Hector, that you need to strategize more, and I'm here to help you out no matter what. So we're gonna finish this together. So in this night, I was already 1-1 in round 2, and let's get on to the next pack. Alright, we're gonna do the Stellar Crown, and I think this one, I'm looking for a Gargantua. I'm going to try to run one of his decks. See if I can go ahead and do the item lock, because item lock is pretty cool. I like messing with my opponents. So let's do Palmy. Wait, that's how you said Palmy? Yeah. Marrow, Fletching, Glossopur, Pangoro, Eldegoss, Salazzle, Talonflame, Vampidimp, and then the rare is a Dreadnought. Alright, so for round number 3, I did all messed up. For round number 3, I went up against a Terrapagos Zoroark V-Star V match. And so I had played this guy last time, and he whooped my ass. He totally whooped my ass last time. So I was going to play him again. And I kind of knew what deck he was going to run, what strategy to run in that situation. So I was gonna use nothing but, of course, my baby moons, and I was gonna use Great Tusk. And if you don't know what Great Tusk does, he does the land collapse where your opponent draws cards. So I kind of knew the strategy that he was going to use for that, because it draws a lot of cards. So he's trying to draw a lot of cards as he can. He's going to use them. So then I stuck up my floating name and my baby moons, and I think I only ended up taking one prize card. But in the end, it came down to it where I was trying to just strategize. I was trying to hit what I can hit and do what I can do in that. I had my ready condition, I was into the draw. I had my Pokestop, I had all this stuff. And so I knew how much cards he had left. He had about 7 or 8. And I had to use the land collapse. So what I had to do is I had to get my Great Tusk out. I had to use Solid's Vitality to get him an energy. And then I had to go ahead and attach an energy, and 4 cards already land collapse. So he was down to 3 cards after he did the draw. He took out the Great Tusk. So what I had to do was I had to just think really hard what I had to do. So in my hand, I had about like 10 cards in my hand, because I was just letting him just take him out, and I was just drawing. So I had about 10 cards left as well. So here's how it went for me to win the game. I used the Super Rod. I got my Great Tusk and 2 energies back. I used a Nest Ball to get my Great Tusk back. And then I had to use Pokestop. So I had to make sure that I got a support card to use it. So when I used my Pokestop, it discarded the energy. I got my Earthen Vessel, and then I got my Secret Box. And if I didn't get that Secret Box, I was gonna lose the round. So of course, I got the Secret Box, I got the Vitality, I switched out from the Flutter Mane to my Great Tusk, I attached another energy, used the support, and then used Land Collapse. I ended up winning that round because I decked him out. It was pretty cool. I had to think on my feet, and that's what really is part of the TCG, is thinking on your feet, thinking of what you can do for the next round. Or the next, back and forth, what you can do to win. So at this part of the night, I was 2-1, and we're going on to our 3rd pack, so let's do this. All right, we're doing Temporal Forces. I'm gonna try to look for a Roaring Moon in here, just because, just to have it in my collection, not really, use it and everything like that, just to have them, in my trade binder. All right, we have the Dunsparce, Snom, Pikachu, Scyther. Keep that one because I'll tell you later. Lycanroc, Buddy Puffin, I'm keeping that one too. Delcatty, Grubbin, Seedot, and then the rare Iron Boulder EX. That's not a bad card. That's not bad what it does. And what else? And Lightning Energy. But round 4 was another matchup. I was going against a NTV, and he had a lot of cards. So basically, I was going up against an NTV. And I kind of knew what he was going to do, what strategy he was going to do was discard the energies and use the attack. Oh, Gouging Fire. He used NTV and Gouging Fire. So he was going to hit hard to take out my Pokemon. And it was another back and forth where I had to just use up straight up, Roaring Moon EXs. I was on a roll, with, using the Pokestop and using Dark Patches and Trekking Shoes and Solid's Vitality, just hitting my energies to my Frigid Gougings, to my Roaring Moon EXs to use my Frigid Gougings. It was back and forth, but I made a mistake where he was either going to do ahead and do damage with his other attack for 220, or Frigid Gouging to take out his Pokemon. And I decided to use Frigid Gouging. So all my Roaring Moon EXs had 90 damage left, and because I used the booster, Ancient Booster Capsule. And so when that happened, he was able to go ahead and do what he had to do to go ahead and get the energies he needed for the NTV, and to take out my last Roaring Moon to get the last 2 prizes, because we're both at 2 prize cards. And so he took it, and it was, at the end of the night, I did pretty good with the deck for the people I'm playing against. Some of those people that I played against are going to regionals, and for me to keep up with regionals and beat some of them, I thought it was pretty cool, you know, that I was keeping up with some people that had been are going to regionals and using all the cool meta decks and everything like that, and I'm just barely starting out for, you know, like 6 months and everything like that, and trying to do what I have to do. So at the end of the night, I ended up placing 10th out of 20 people, which is pretty cool. I placed half, and I was 2-2 for the night, which is not bad. Considering last week I got second place, no, but you know, from learning from other people who've been playing for like years, you know, and for them to like get, you know, having to struggle against me just because strategy that I'm using. So you know, I thought it was pretty cool. You know, for where I ended, but you know, let's get on to the last pack. All right, here is the last pack, Stellar Crown. You know, pulling these cards, I need to go back to the hunts for older cards. I love the new guy. I see something like that. The one that does the new cards and everything like that. But I love hunting for the old ones. But let's go. Chinchou, Tortuga, Esparza, Glameow, Kofu, Machino, Akaberry, Marowak, another Akaberry, and the rare is a Tropico's EX. That's not bad. That is not a bad pull. That is badass. Let me show what I got you. That's not bad for the 2 packs, but yeah, let's go. So that was it for the tournament. Like I said, I didn't do too bad. I went 2-2, placed 10th out of 20. Fortunately, Hector placed last. It was pretty bad. But you know, me and Hector, we're gonna be working on a new deck. I'm still gonna stick with Aurora Moon. I'm still gonna go ahead and do what I have to do for that. But I am coming up with a rogue deck. If you see a video, maybe in a couple weeks, it's me going through the process of a rogue deck and how, you know, I'm really pouring my heart and soul into this new video. So that is it for this one. Tune in for more locals, for more pack openings, and for a rogue deck that's coming up. So see y'all later.